Before we start, first, let's give praise to Danica, Jillian, Belana, Lopera, Siata, and Dillian. Written around 700 to 1000 AD, poem is considered one of the famous works of English literature. The real author is Minoa, because the poem is transmitted into different composers, where Anglo-Saxon is one of them. The language of his poet was West Saxon dialect of Old English. Now, let's take a look about the character's strength and weaknesses. Beowulf, strength.
He is exceptionally strong and courageous. He possesses unmatched physical prowess and for his bravery in facing formidable foes.
His weakness is
Despite his physical strength, Beowulf is not invisible as a mortal. He is subject to the limitations of mortality. Additionally, his confidence can sometimes border on overconfidence.
next is Grando. Grando's strength.
He is a formidable opponent with great physical strength.
Then his weaknesses
Is that he is haunted by a sense of isolation and is vulnerable to moral and spiritual forces.
next is Grando's mother. Its strength is
She is a powerful and vengeful creature,
and her weaknesses are
are just like Grendel. She is not impervious to harm. Beowulf's strength and the assistance of divine forces ultimately lead to her defeat.
now the next one is King Hrothgar, king of the Danes.
His strength is that he is a wise and respected king. He demonstrates leadership and generosity in his dealing with his people.
And his weaknesses is that
He faces the challenge of dealing with the monster, Grendel, and struggles with the inability to protect his people from the creature's attacks.
Anford. His strengths is that
He is a skilled warrior and a member of Rotgar's court, and he also possesses physical prowess.
and its weaknesses is about his reputation.
His reputation is tarnished by his previous failure to defeat Grendel, leading to a sense of insecurity and rivalry with Beowulf.
Wiglaf. Beowulf's loyal servant in Giantland.
Its strength is that he is a loyal and courageous warrior. He stands by Beowulf's side during the final battle with the dragon, displaying valor and devotion.
Then his weaknesses is that
He faces the challenge of witnessing the decline of the Jatish kingdom and the loss of Beowulf. He inherits the responsibility of leadership in a troubled time.
the next one is King Hygelac, Beowulf's uncle that leads the Giantland kingdom.
His strength is that he is a respected ruler and warrior and also known for his generosity.
Then his weaknesses is that
He meets his demise in a military campaign, highlighting the vulnerability of even powerful leaders in the violent world.
then finally the last one, the dragon. Uh, Elfie, what are you?
Sorry, Santa. Now, the dragon's strength is that he is a formidable foe with the ability to breathe fire.
Then his weaknesses is that
He
that's enough for you, Elfie. Now, where were we? Here. He, the dragon, is vulnerable to Beowulf's strength and assistance of Wiglaf. Its defeat symbolizes the inevitable cycle of life and death.
Coming true. Ha! Now my turn. Synopsis. The protagonist, Beowulf, a hero of the DIHS, comes to the aid of Hrothgar,
King of the Danes.
whose great hall, Heorot, is plagued by a monster, Grendel.
Beowulf kills Grendel with his bare hands. Oh, wow.
Oh yes, wow. Then he kills Grendel's mother with a giant sword that he found in her lair.
Then, later in his life, Beowulf becomes king of the Geats and finds his realm terrorized by a dragon.
Some of whose treasure had been stolen from his hoard
Oh no!
in a burial mound. He attacks the dragon with the help of his thanes or servants, but they do not succeed.
Wait, if they did not succeed, then what did they do?
Well, Beowulf decides to follow the dragon to its lair at Enens, that only his young Swedish relative, Wiglaf, whose name means
Remnant of valor.
dares to join him. Beowulf finally slays the dragon, but is mortally wounded in the struggle. He is cremated, and a burial mound by the sea is erected in his honor.
So that means he died?
Yes, Santa. He died.
Wait, are you crying?
No. No, I'm not.
Okay. Now let's just continue to the themes. The first one is brutality, or in other words, is violence,
Ooh, bloody. Too violence.
which is one of the reason why the story is beautiful.
Of course, Santa. Now, the next one is Savior versus Devil.
The savior is clearly Beowulf.
Yes, it's correct that Beowulf is one of the savior. But remember, Beowulf is not only the savior in the story. There are many protagonists in the story, Santa. Remember?
Of course, Alfie. Now, the next one is power, or in other words, is
Strength, where all the characters in the stories have. When they have strength, of course, they also have their weaknesses.
Alfie. Since we're characters, does that mean you have your weaknesses?
Of course, Santa, we all have our weaknesses, and of course, our strength.
Ooh, such as me granting wishes. Haha.
Of course, you're Santa. Now, let's proceed to the next one.
Loyalty.
Like loyalty in a relationship? Haha.
Of course it's not, Elfie. Loyalty in story is a whole different kind of loyalty in a relationship.
Such as Beowulf being a loyal servant.
And also, there are other servants who had been loyal to their king.
Ooh, such as I. That is, being loyal to you? Haha.
Of course, Elfie. Now, let's go to the next one. Generosity, or in other words, is kindness.
Such as I.
Of course you are, Elfie. And also me.
And also the creator of this, right?
Of course. He or she had been so kind for creating this.
Shall we name him or her?
Let's just let it be anonymous.
Okay. Well, thank you, anonymous person. Heh.
Yes, thank you. Elfie, do you know that there are many generous people, just not in the story?
Of course, I bet the creator of Beowulf is also generous. Generous for making that story.
Yes, yes, but the author is unknown. But still, thank you for making the story. And also, Anglo-Saxon, who translated in the Old English.
Well, thank you, creators. Now, let's get to the next one.
Identities, such as protagonist.
Or antagonist. It all depends on what personality they are expressing or showing to the reader or to the viewer.
Identity is defined on what personality they are expressing, showing, or in other terms, they are like expressing a good figure, but on the inside is a bad figure.
Ooh, like faking it.
Yes, or sometimes they are being nice at first, but at the second, he had been bad. Why? Because of reasons in the story. But that is a whole different story from Beowulf, Elfie.
All right, I'm sorry, but I'm just very curious on how identity works.
Just think about it, Elfie. We are also characters, so that means we have our own identity, such as I giving gifts. And one of that is me being kind. Ha ha ha.
While my identity is being an elf, like, a servant serving you.
Yes, Elfie. Which gives you all an idea, right? That all the characters are all different. They all have their own identity, even the real people in the world.
Well, that makes everything so interesting. Now, let's just get to the next one, Santa.
Oh, oh, yes. The next one is reputation.
Ooh, there's Taylor. Let me guess, Santa. The Reputation is like the song Reputation by Taylor?
No, no, Elfie. We're talking about the meaning, which involves in the story. We are talking about the song. Plus, I don't even know the song Reputation.
Oh, too bad. But can we go ahead at the meaning of reputation? I'm curious.
Reputation is a belief or opinion that is generally held about someone or something. It's quite difficult. Hey, hey.
Then, Santa, if it's too difficult to explain and to understand, then why did you put it?
I, I didn't put it because that's what the boss said. Put the reputation.
Oh, okay. I get it. But, Sansa, where are you going?
Leaving. Hmm. Just kidding. Ha 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 ha.
Silly Santa. I'm just curious about the meaning of the reputation, Santa. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but since we couldn't understand the reputation, let's just get into the last part.
Tradition. You must have heard that before, right, Elfie?
Yes, Santa, and I realized that my own tradition with you, our own tradition is that each holiday we are giving gifts away to kids, right?
Well, I don't think that our job is one of our tradition, Elfie. That's just our job every holiday, every Christmas. We are always giving gifts to the kids because that's our job. You're Elfie and I'm Santa. That's just a job.
But what about the tradition in the Beowulf story? What's their tradition?
You see, Beowulf's fundamental story belongs to oral traditional literature. as well as its basic style. Its mythic pattern gives a deep structure.
And the layers of meaning stretching back into the very ancient times?
Yes, Ophi, and in the story Beowulf, the tradition of the ancient Germanic tribes are expressed. You see, throughout the poem, treasures symbolizes achievement,
Glory
and of course, wealth.
in the Germanic culture, the possession of the treasures,
Such as gold.
because gold earns one respect within the Germanic tribes.
Okay, Elfie, but, Elfie, how could you be so familiar with the word tradition, especially in the story? Hmm?
Are you expecting me that all that I've said just came out from my brain? Oh, Santa, I'm just researching.
Researching, eh? Hmm. That gives me an idea to also do the same thing. Thank you, Elfie.
Of course, Santa, you're the boss. Hey, so shall we get to the next one?
Sure, but wait, hey, but I just found something.
What was it? Can you tell me?
Of course, Elfie. This is actually quite connected to the word tradition. Because do you know that Beowulf is a traditional hero?
Hmm, interesting. How so?
Because of Beowulf's being a brave man who goes through 2 battles not knowing if he would end up alive or dead.
Ooh, because of Beowulf's choosing to fight and fight, even though he do not know if he's going to end up alive or dead, is a sample of a true hero.
Yes, Elfie, he is a true hero. And that's also one of the reason why I love the story.
Also me, and knowing everything makes me love it more.
Okay, so shall we go to the next one, Elfie?
Okay, but can you promise me that you'll never going to steal the mic from me and let me speak?
Ho, ho, the poor Elfie. Of course I'm going to steal the mic whenever I want to speak.
Well, that's not fair. Now you're stealing the
Give me,
mic
I want to
again.
speak.
Ooh, Santa, stop.
Give it, I
We're
command
on
it.
to the next one.
Ooh, now, the setting.
Haha. Now, where were we? Setting. Okay. Denmark and Jutland.
That is located in southern Sweden.
But where is southern Sweden located in the earth, Santa?
Elsie. The word is in the text, southern. It is in the southern part of the country, Sweden.
Woo, so that means the Denmark country and the southern Sweden are like neighbors.
Yes, Elfie, the country Sweden is close to the country Denmark.
And according to my research, the country Sweden is a country in the northern Europe on the Scandinavian peninsula.
Ooh, wow. Now, shall we get to the next one?
Of course. Now, speaking of countries, Beowulf is located in the Jutland country, where all the people in Jutland is called.
Ooh, an interesting name for the people in the Jailand country.
Yes, it is interesting. And do you want to know why it's called Jats?
Of course. Why is it Elfie?
Well, The words Jayat and Goth both derive from a Proto-Germanic word, which is Gutan, which means to pour.
Ooh, interesting, but I I still don't get it. Why is it called Jayat?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I still don't too, Santa. Hey,
Well, since none of us knows this, well, I guess maybe the creator knows?
well then, let's try to ask the anonymous creator. Um, Miss or Mr. Anonymous?
Are you there? Oh, the creator left. The anonymous creator must have not also known why the Jayat land is called Jayats, Elfie.
I've also actually realized that, maybe they're just called what they are called. Now, let's just get to the next one, Santa.
Of course, Alfie. Now, the next one is Denmark, where King Rotgar rules.
King Rotgar, where Beowulf had been so loyal to, right, Santa?
Yes, Elfie. Remember? Beowulf had been one of the lawyer's servant to King Rotgar.
Well, yes, I remember it. Now, take a look at this, Santa. Hammer. In Jayatland, people in Jayatland are called the Jayats, while in Denmark, people are called.
Danes, they are called Danes. Quite interesting too, right?
Yes, but come to think of it, Santa, why is it called Danes?
Well, according to the 12th century author Sven Agesen, the mythical king Dan gave his name to the Danes.
Or in much simpler words, is that Danes, in the meaning of Denmark, is a native, citizen, or inhabitant of Denmark.
And do you know that in English it is generally known as Danes or heathen?
Will, here's someone. That makes it more interesting.
Yes, and Alfie, do you want to know what's more interesting? Try looking at the map above. You'll see name of different countries. Well, do you know what country that is?
Well, the countries I am seeing above is Jayats, Wolfings, Swedes.
And Jutes, Danes, Angles or Agles, I think, and Frisians are all the country above in the picture.
Now, to the best part.
Well, let's just wait for a few minutes so that the video could get ready by itself.
Santa, what are you saying? The presentation or this video is already okay. But why are we waiting so much?
Shh, let's just talk. Something else, Selfie. Let's just wait for the right time to watch it.
But don't you want to watch it right now, Santa? Or no, do you just want me to spoil you?
Of course, no, Elfie. We are stopping because we are going to play a game, which is about guessing what the narration would be.
Well, is it the part of the dragon? Or is it the part where Beowulf died?
Well, maybe yes or maybe no, Elfie.
Can we just watch it? Please, 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 please.
All right. Let's proceed to the animation.
Yee. Oh, what is it going to be? What is it going to be? Oh, it's starting. It's starting.
Arrival. fish boat that came all the way from Jutland to Denmark to give an offer to the king. A young warrior that stood and
Beowulf, my king, son of Ecgtheow, young warrior in Jutland.
Beowulf, the son of my friend. What brings you here?
To give you an offer, for me to kill that monster that kept killing your warriors. My strength is not like any other warriors have, my king.
I believe you. You, being the son of my friend Ecgtheow, symbolizes enough loyalty. And that is why I am going to accept that offer. Kill Grendel, then you'll have reward.
And that's the stopper of Beowulf being one of the royal servant to King Hrothgar.
And that's the story of Beowulf coming to Denmark.
Ooh, was that it?
Yes, wait, where's Elfie? You're not Elfie.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. Wait, Elfie, where are you?
There you are, you little one.
Ha 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 ha! Run!
Ha! Come here, you little one. Just a minute.
Sure, no biggie. Now, hello everyone. I'm the only one left.
No, you're
Just
not.
kidding. Now, talk about the story. You love the story of Beowulf, his adventure and everything, Elfie?
Yes, of course. And I would have loved so much the animation, but I found it too short, I guess.
You are much shorter than the animation, Daddy.
Ho, ho, ho!
And plus, the ocean thingy in the animation is like so cool. The sound, the look of how it was colored, it's cool.
Of course, everything's cool to you, honey. Yeah.
Well, the animation that you said, little one, was actually quite difficult to draw, I suppose. But let's just appreciate the details that had been given to the animation. I know it's not that so professional, but let's see what the judge would say, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I love Beowulf.
Yes. Now, shall we reveal the actual people who made this presentation? And what did they do, Elfie?
Of course. Now, let's get to it. Daniga Lonkanaya.
Who created brutality, savior versus devil, power, loyalty, generosity, identity, reputation, and tradition.
Now, next is Jillian Cypress.
The creator of synopsis or summary about Beowulf.
Now, the next one is Jazer Shatta.
Creator of the historical context, which has the author and when was the story published, I think.
Okay. Now, the next one is Kian Lopera.
Creator of the character synopsis. He is the one who puts the strength and weaknesses of each character in the story.
Now, the next one is Peter John Blanat.
Creator of the designed pages. He is the one who designed the color, the drawings, and other types of detail in each pages.
Now, finally, the last one, Sean Maurice Sauda Billion.
the creator of the animation.
The end!
The end.